They say heaven holds all the answers. But there are some questions that never receive a reply. Not because no one asked them, but because the answers would undo everything. This is the Book of Forbidden Questions, an anthology whispered by a fallen angel, questions heaven refuses to touch, questions that pull at the loose threads of belief until the whole fabric begins to tear. Question 1. If God is love, why does fear bring more people to church than compassion? Why are the pews filled with trembling hands, not open ones? And if fear is the true shepherd, what does that say about the flock? Question 2. Why was free will given, if the price of exercising it is eternal fire? A choice where one option leads to torture and the other leads to servitude, is that freedom? Or is it the cruelest kind of leash? Question 3. If prayer moves mountains, why has no amputee ever regrown a limb? The faithful will say, God works in mysterious ways. But isn't silence the easiest disguise for absence? Question 4. If heaven is perfect, why did it ever know rebellion? How could a flawless creation give birth to flawed angels? And if the first fracture was possible, how many more cracks run beneath the surface of eternity? Question 5. Why is doubt punished when faith itself requires it? To believe without evidence is to carry doubt in your very bones. So why is the doubter cast out, while the pretender is welcomed with open arms? Question 6. If God's plan cannot fail, why does he rage at disobedience? If every step, every sin, every betrayal is part of the script, then isn't rebellion just another line in his story? And if so, who is really to blame? Question 7. Why is hell eternal, for crimes committed in time? Why should a moment of weakness be answered with endless agony? What kind of justice weighs seconds against infinity and calls it fair? Question 8. If the Bible is the perfect word of God, why does it read like the quarrels of men? Why does its ink spill contradictions, and its laws shift with the winds of power? Is perfection so fragile it needs endless reinterpretation? Question 9. Why are miracles always secondhand? Always a story from someone else, somewhere else long ago? Why does the divine never show up in the courtroom, the hospital, the battlefield, where proof would silence every skeptic? Question 10. If God already knows the outcome of every soul, why bother with creation at all? Why make a world destined for damnation? Why shape children for a fire you lit yourself? And so the fallen angel writes, not with answers, but with questions, each one tearing at the seams of heaven's silence, each one left to rot in the inbox of eternity. The Book of Forbidden Questions is not bound in leather, nor stored in any library. It exists only in the minds of those brave enough to ask, and in the shiver of those who know, heaven is still refusing to reply. Maybe the greatest proof against God is his silence. Maybe the greatest act of rebellion is daring to ask why.